live, I think. Is there music playing? Do you hear boss music?
I don't have the stream up.
It's probably fine. It's probably just in my head.
I need to put
No, it's
I
fine.
need to stop down stuff.
Are you trying to multitask on our podcast?
Yeah, it happens. I always multitask on the podcast.
I feel so
This should be
betrayed.
this should be like common knowledge so
How
far.
is this not the most important part of your day? Aren't you should be
It's
giving?
never
You're talking to me though, your best friend.
no,
You should give
that's
me
that
110% of your attention.
best is a term used loosely, I think.
I'm I've got to be in your top 10. Like,
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about that.
anyway, hey, we're actually live. We did it. Let me know how the stream looks, by the way, because YouTube keeps sending me warnings that my bitrate sucks. And so if the stream is looking kind of weird, please let me know. But also hello to Lala and G Silver. Oh, that's right. I forgot G Silver also lost internet last week. Our stream crashed so badly it killed his internet too.
Oh, it did.
Yeah, I think he finally got his internet back like yesterday.
I see.
Hatoon's here. And Eagles. How everyone doing? Eagles says hi to Zaiga, but not to me. No, my feelings. Specifically says hi Zaiga, not the other one. So painful. But the stream seems fine. Hutchins are watching Jen stream instead? No! How could you watch Jen stream just because he's playing cool Elden Ring stuff? Can't believe this betrayal. Alright, anyway, how are you doing, Zyga? It's been so long since we talked without problems.
Um, yeah. Level, would you? I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
That's
You
good.
know, hanging around, playing some games, working so much,
Yeah. As
having having like so much travel time and commute time.
yeah, oh yeah, huh. I guess that's still happening.
Yeah,
They
all my
didn't
days are pretty like tight. Like my schedule is super tight.
does it say cuz yeah, you said it's like what is it like an hour and a half commute like two there and back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll take up a good chunk of the day.
Yeah, through a train. So if I were to drive, it would be just 45 minutes, but I'd rather be on the train so I could actually like either like play on my Switch or watch a video or something like that.
Right, have a little bit more options. So that's fair.
Yep.
Probably a little bit less stress too.
Yeah, a lot of less stress. The only thing I get stressed about is if the train doesn't come on time on when I come back home.
Ah, that's that's
Because
fair.
if I'm standing at the airport and I'm like, if the train doesn't come at a certain time, then I 9 out of 10. I'd probably have to call an Uber.
Right, you're
Now,
stranded in the boonies.
yeah, I'd be stranded in the city, but that has never happened yet. It only happened once, and that was like in I think like March or April. April.
Okay.
There was some sort of event going on, and it was making the trains delayed. Um, so
Uh,
it was a little delayed, and I missed the big train that goes from the city to where I'm at,
gotcha.
and I had to call somebody. But next time I'm gonna have to call an Uber, and that's not.
Right. I mean, at
But
least that's an
but
option, but yeah, it's kind of pricey.
yeah, it is a little bit, but they're pretty on time and they're all the time, so there's never really an issue.
That's good.
So
Lala says train question mark. G says that's a lot.
yes.
And Hatun misses the train. I forgot Hatun lives in a state where those were banned. Or at
Yeah,
least lives in a place where it's rural.
yeah, trains are nice.
I
I,
wish
I
we had
like it
more.
so
Yeah.
I like it so much more than driving.
I
It's it's fantastic. Once you get used to it and stuff, like just like being on the train and then like watching videos or playing video games as you're like sitting there and not having to focus on the road and if like you're gonna get run over or not, it's
right.
pretty nice.
No, I mean I think like sincerely the thing I missed the most from living in Japan was the train system. And just knowing that you could get to like anywhere you needed from any other part, and there'd be like a train like every 15 minutes or something.
Yep.
Like it would be so nice if that's how it was here. Like I would never drive.
Yeah, that's why like I've been so happy with going on the train that I don't really care about the commute time anymore. The only thing that it affects me is that I eat at very weird times,
Hmm.
and I don't really like that.
Oh, like
But
because like your hours.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Anywho, that's what I've been doing. Just living life, living the adult life.
Living on the edge. I get you.
In my spare time, I've been playing Genshin Impact.
On your Switch?
Uh, no, it's not on the Switch, unfortunately.
Okay, I was gonna say.
If it was on the Switch, that would be so nice, but it's not.
Yeah.
I don't think
Someday.
it will ever be. I don't think it will ever be.
Are they like enemies with Nintendo?
Well, since Genshin Impact's kind of like the carbon copy of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild,
Oh,
I think that they wouldn't want it on there.
they're like, you want
Focus.
free Zelda? No way. Not on our
Yeah,
system.
that's my thoughts.
The Switch could probably run some version of Genshin. They put
Probably.
all kinds of stuff on the Switch that probably shouldn't be there. I'm sure they can make Genshin work.
I was
LOL
thinking
has
of
never
maybe
been in
getting
a
a
real
Steam.
train. Oh no.
I was thinking of maybe getting a Steam Deck and
Uh,
maybe try putting the Steam Deck.
I
That
forget that the Steam Deck's a thing.
yeah, it's the-
Hmm,
I don't know if I want to spend the money to get that right now.
fair.
But anyway, how have you been?
Oh, living in a state of quiet desperation. Because we were kind of talking about it before the start of the podcast, but I mean, and I guess everyone here probably is aware of the fact that I haven't streamed for over a week due to things that were super definitely beyond my control. Um, my computer catastrophically failed last Tuesday, like in a super crazy way I've never seen before. Which is, I feel like at the number of like ways I've seen computers crash at this point, like I feel like I should have seen all the ways. But man, they still surprise me. There's always new ways something can break, as it turns out.
Yeah, like what like how many times have we tried doing this podcast and then every time it was like something electronic would happen and stop.
It was wild. We did like at least two very serious attempts before this. And then for those following like in the Discord, like the power's been going out at my place like off and on for the last like 3 hours. I'm just desperately hoping the power stays on long enough for us to do this podcast. Like it's been ridiculous. Like because like the power cut out the first time for me like around like 4 or something. Or like whenever I messaged you, like I guess like that's the first time it went out, and I was just like gobsmacked. But I was like, it's like my computer's finally working, and now the house is against me. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah. I was in complete. I actually wasn't in shock. I was just like sitting there just laughing.
Yeah,
So I just wasn't surprised.
so rude. Yeah, I sent like a crying emoji to Zaiga being like, "Oh no, the power's out," and he just sends back just full cap lol at me. I was like, "Oh, that makes me feel real good." Thanks for the sympathy.
It's
Oh,
because it is funny because it happened. It would be like 3 times in a row that we've tried doing this. It
so
would be the
unbelievable.
third time in a row that there would be a mechanical issue.
Unbelievable. The odds. Also, hi, Smo. Apparently,
Yeah.
there's a ghost rat named Mildred living in the internet. That makes sense. I believe it. Uh,
How how have your streams been?
Streaming's pretty cool whenever I can. We've been doing like the role quests and Shadowbringers. Who's making me read words? Lala. That's rude. I don't even have my marker out. It's been so long since I streamed. I'll read more One Piece now. That's finally all caught up because I haven't streamed for a week. We're in Thriller Bark now. Much better than that stinky other arc I was reading. Um,
Still trying to figure out a new model too.
yeah, I got my new
The first time
model.
seeing it.
Yeah, he's pretty good. I think my head must be like too big for my neck to support because like it tends to like wobble a lot. Like I can't quite seem to hold it up right. You know,
Oh yeah, yeah, I see.
he's a new model. He's still getting that strength up. But then also like I super mumble. I got mumbly lips. I don't know how to fix it. My artist also doesn't know how to fix it. She's never seen that problem before, so add that to the list of never before seen new
Never will see problem.
new wobbly ventriloquist model. Look, we're getting there. I think there's just some settings I need to tweak. Hopefully, I don't know. Actually, I feel like I've tweaked all the settings and I don't know what to do.
I feel like there's a lot of settings you need to tweak.
It's we're
It's
getting there.
it's Mildred. It's Mildred, yeah.
Quiet. Also have a gray without some sort of technical issues. I wish Eagles G Silver bought a power supply back in college because the power would have out so often. No, I've got a backup battery connected up to my tower now, my PC. I've had it for the last like year or so. And so whenever the power goes out, my computer will stay on, for at least, 3 minutes or however long it lasts.
You
But
could just like shut it down and
right, so at least like it's not like surging my computer and killing it or something. But it does
that's
knock out
good.
the internet when the power goes out. I
Yeah.
tried to hook up a battery back up to the internet, but it makes like it like it does something. I need to figure out like because like it makes like the router act really funny. Then like the router just like disconnects like every hour or two randomly, which is
Yeah.
also not ideal. So I need to figure that out. But anyway, life is exciting and full of new adventures and challenges every day.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth?
And
Have you been playing Final Fantasy at all?
so I've been working really hard to get my different classes leveled up. I've
Yeah.
got two of my classes to 80, and I've got another one that's getting pretty close. He's like a few levels away.
Yeah.
So getting there. So I should be able to do all the role quests pretty soon, and then once we get all the role quests done, then we'll move on to actually rescuing what's his face from the demon dimension or whatever happened. I can't remember. It's been like 6 months since I've seen like the actual MSQ story, so I don't even know what happened at this point. Um,
Yeah.
but I'm sure they'll be fine. Um, trying to think.
Maybe I should. Maybe I should message you and do like a leveling roulette sometime.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I've been trying to do it, not quite like nearly every day. I had a really good habit of it up until my computer exploded. Kind of lost the habit now, but I need to get back into doing that just so I can get, if nothing else, the tomestones, get on all the good gear.
What's sad about my like thing is that I can't get on my computer till Tuesday or Wednesday.
Uh,
Like actually that's a lie because like sometimes in the morning if I wake up early enough, I can get on do like engine dailies and then I basically just log off or sleep my computer
hmm,
or shut it down, go to work.
man, the
Or I do it when I get home.
thrilling life.
But I haven't been doing Genshin daily. I've just been playing it on and off.
Hmm,
Um, but yeah, I've been unable to like get into Final Fantasy 14 until Tuesday or Wednesday.
gotcha.
And I've been
Yeah.
trying to level Sage, and it's been taking me like a month so far.
Gonna say yeah, twice like yeah, twice a week on the dailies is kind of a rough pace, especially level 90 plus.
Yep, indeed.
But yeah, because I'm reaching like once you get to like level 70, I'm noticing like doing all the roulettes gets you like a level and a bit. So it's definitely not super fast.
Oh, and while a lot of that is true, but I have never capped my tomes in like 2 years.
Man, what a responsible player.
I think I think the last time I capped my tomes when I was in a raid group progging Abyssos, one of the tiers of last one.
I've heard of that. I know what we're
Yeah,
talking about.
that was the last one that I ever capped tombstones. I've gotten close sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
but I do not go out of my way to cap tombstones or do
Right.
dailies anymore.
Right. I
My my
yeah.
my biggest daily, well, it's not really daily, it's every 3 days. It's sending out submarines.
Oh, sure. Whatever that means.
And I've made 20 million within like a couple months. It's been pretty nice.
That's pretty decent, I assume.
Anyway, I cut you off. What were you saying?
No, you're good. I mean, I think that's really it. Just I've been just plugging away at 14. I'm trying really hard to I want to get completely caught up to current content by like the end of the year. Like I think I can do that. My plan at this point is if I just
There
skip
you
every cutscene that has an Ascian in it, I should be able to get through the game a lot faster and I'll be a lot happier for it. So that's my
well,
current plan.
well, I think if you just skip cutscenes and then got there, you could do it.
Yeah, I think it's a good. I'm seeing no disagreements in the chat, so I think that's the my plan. Someone's saying I'm delusional. No, I'm so illusioned. I'm what's the opposite of delusioned? I don't know.
I mean,
But anyway, yeah. So 14's a cool game that we all love and play it. So I'm not
yeah,
Jen. What you're supposed to be
love
streaming? Get out of here, Jen. You can't show up just to say rude things. Go play your rings.
love love is a pretty strong word.
It's It's the emotion of time. Jen just ended. No, Jen, get back out there. Believe in yourself. Stream longer, harder, faster. Anyway, just ended. Just
What
whatever.
what about the Animus? It's been a long time, so
I don't. Has the new season started quite yet? I think we're still.
it starts today.
Oh,
New
officially
season.
today. Gotcha.
Officially today. It's the new season.
So there are some new shows coming out that I assume I'll want to watch. I still need to finish up on some of the current season ones, or it gets past season now. But
You watch anything? Do you have anything on that you would recommend
um, oh,
that you finished?
putting me on the
You
spot.
finished?
But I haven't finished any per se. But as far as ones I'd recommend, based on like what I've seen so far, I really actually like the. I can't. I never know the name of the stupid isekai shows because they're too long. But the ones like raising your kids in another world is actually pretty good, pretty wholesome, pretty delightful. Just about a
Okay.
guy who becomes a dad of a couple of twins after he gets isekai'd, and it's a really cute show, and it makes you feel happy when you watch it. So I liked that one. I still need to watch the last couple episodes, but it's just like a nice chill show. That one's been really nice. I mean, I also like my wife has no emotion, but I think that is a weird one that's not for everybody.
Oh yeah, I tried watching that. I watched the first episode of that, and it creeped me out.
Yeah, I mean that's the point. It's not a feel good romance. It's a weird show.
Yeah, I was just like creeped out by it the entire time. It was so uncomfortable.
And I will say they've they've nerfed it quite a bit from how the manga is. Like the manga is like kind of borderline like body horror sometimes with the stuff they do. They really lean into like this is not a normal thing.
Oh yeah, I heard that you watched Free Ren and then you're not liking it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we've
finished
had a
Free Ren.
long we've had a long discussion about Free Ren.
Yeah,
Me and
I had an epiphany about Free Ren when we were talking about it last time.
yeah.
We finally figured out like what it is I like about anime, what it is Zaiga likes about anime, and why we'll be forever be enemies
That
bitterly.
that that should have been a like recorded. 'Cause that
Yeah,
was such a good
I
conversation
feel I really
we
should
had.
have at least like on the back end because I think we because that was like the first time the stream just like collapsed and we couldn't get anything to work, and so we just like talked on Discord for like an hour afterwards anyway,
Yeah.
and we really got to the bottom of everything about Free Ren. I'm not necessarily
Yeah.
racist against just elves. I hate lots of people, Lola. Look, I'm equal opportunity.
Oh dang. G Silver saying watch near. Oh my goodness.
Your
Let's
favorite
not talk about
show.
it. Okay. Let me just preface this. It's like I fell out of love with that franchise. I cannot stand it. I cannot.
Yeah. I'm
I
actually sad for you on that because you did love Nier.
Yeah, I did love Automata a lot, but I just the gotcha game ruined it for me. It ruined everything.
Which is
And
wild.
it like I cannot look at it the same way ever again, and I'll probably never play Automata ever again.
That's unfortunate. I mean, I
I'm not
also like.
I'm not interested in the anime. No, no, just
I mean, sorry to hear that, but I do know what you mean as far as like. 'Cause I've definitely had that experience of like a series that I loved to death, but then like a new thing gets added to the series that's so bad it just makes everything else terrible. Like, so I get it. Like,
for example.
I mean, I don't want to get into it, but like Harry Potter, honestly, was that way for me.
Oh, really?
Like, I really didn't like the seventh book, and I realized like most people, you know, enjoy the series as a whole, and I respect that. But like the seventh book like went so differently from what I would have wanted that it's like I've never read the books again. Like I probably read the first six books like at least half a dozen times. I've read the seventh book once, and I've never read any of them again since then.
I do agree that I think she took it a little too far. Uh, um, just the killing off everyone.
Yeah, it got a little excessive, but
Yeah, I think there was a lot of characters that I think she shouldn't have killed off that she for some reason did.
it was just like trying to like raise the stakes and make it really like
Make it
climactic and
dramatic, yeah,
crazy. Yeah, but
yeah.
like so it's like I get it and it's fine, but like it makes it so hard to like go back and read the book, like read the rest of them again because it's like, well, now that I know what happens, this isn't quite as fun. Like anyway, that's just like my just a one quick example, but
Yeah, that's a nice example. Yeah,
uh
for near, yeah, it was the complete just like the story of the gotcha game and just like everything about it just made me question everything. It made me like open my eyes and like think maybe this isn't as good as I thought it was. And I started to resent it. And like I always like loved 2B and stuff like that. And then every time I see 2B now, I just get this like revulsion that like
oof,
wells up inside of me that brings back all these memories of me in doing that gotcha game.
yikes.
And it's sad. It's sad.
Unfortunate because I mean, and again, like this is like another one where, like where I know I'm weird because I didn't like Automata,
Yeah.
and so like I've never like really sought out the rest of the series because of that.
Yeah.
But I mean, actually, I kind of do agree on the sense of just like post playing this game, like I like even yeah, like just seeing the characters kind of just like it's like oh right, I kind of get like for me it's like I get mad with the thinking about this game, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of the
But
same thing that I have. It's just like you remember like all the things that you don't like about it, that annoy you about it. It gets
right,
to your front of the mind and you can't stop thinking about it.
but
Yeah.
bye Jen later. This is I tried to get into your Replicant, but just got way too bored. I heard Replicant was much more repetitive in its gameplay compared to Automata,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it is. 100%.
which I mean, it kind of it is technically the it's not the first in the series, I guess, really, but it's like it is previous to Automata, like so it
Yeah.
makes sense that it's not going to be quite as good. But
So I've actually watched a few shows.
oh,
Um
go
I
on.
finished I think two shows.
Oh, is this can this
Two.
be an anime podcast then? Technically,
Technically, yes, it can be.
thank goodness.
Oh, actually, was it one? I think it was maybe one show. Yeah,
Oh
one
well,
show. Uh,
oh no.
uh, Spice and Wolf. Yeah, that was the only one I finished. Was
Well,
Spice and Wolf.
it's an anime.
There's a couple that
We
I'm
get to
like
keep our
still
license for one
watching.
more week.
Yep. I'm looking at my completed list, and that's the only one that I finished. And that was pretty good. It was pretty good, but the entire time I was thinking, why does this anime exist?
Yeah,
Yep, that was the only thing that bothered me. Was the entire time I was thinking, like through every episode, I'm like, why does this anime exist? We already have it. We already have it. it looks the exact same. Every single scene is the same. The entire story is the same.
They didn't even like Fruits Basket it, where it was like an improvement on the original.
In some ways, yes, and in some ways, no. Yeah, they did announce a second season. So
Hooray!
the second season will be great. The only difference between the original series now and the remake is that the last, I think, 4 episodes are like all new story.
Ooh, exciting.
Yeah, there was like four. It was either 4 or 5 episodes of a story that hasn't been animated. So
Man, what a deal. I mean, I definitely like once. I think once like the second season starts coming out, I do want to watch this one. Just be ready for it, but
you should watch your.
we could. But my group never wants to watch anything I want to watch. They always want to watch Near or other smelly things or Free Ren. They're
Gosh,
against me.
well, I'm guessing you didn't like the end.
I mean, it was. I mean, it wasn't really an ending because there's going to be a season two.
Yeah,
But I that maybe maybe we'll get into it, like get into it another time. Like I have so many opinions about Free Ren.
yeah,
Like, 'cause I don't like hate the show, but
just not your thing.
it's it. Yeah, I mean that's really what it comes down to. It's not my cup of tea.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Yeah, it just means that everyone else is wrong for liking it.
Now that's oh, that is wrong. um, but anyway,
My Hero Academia. That's a great example, Eagles. God,
oh yeah, yeah.
what a good first season, and what a progressively disappointing like succeeding seasons. Like,
I hate how pretentious that show is. It's just, it's awful. It's so bad. I don't know why it's so popular.
I mean,
Like,
it's a shonen, but
oh my goodness. Could go on a rant about My Hero Academia.
yeah,
The thing I hate the most about My Hero Academia is just how it like introduces so many people with quirks or whatever, and then they're immediately forgotten about when the next part's over.
yeah. I was gonna say like I think the only other show I know of that has like nearly as bad character bloat is probably Bleach.
Yeah.
I mean,
Though I think Bleach was fine until I think like uh when they did it like all the Iran car stuff. That was when it was starting to get a little bit much.
yeah, because
But
they
like the
started
first arc
like
stuff,
the 13 different squads. They had like 6 people each. I was like, okay, this is.
yeah.
Yeah, the first couple of seasons of Bleach were. I mean, I'll say a lot of Bleach is still pretty good. Like even once it gets kind of messy, it's still like a fun watch. But yeah, that's a whole other thing.
Yeah, like My Hero Academia. The thing that bothered me the most was that the character bloat and then the constantly telling you in text of what people's quirks are.
Right.
Like you like it would always like show up like, oh, her power is creation or her power is this every episode to remind you, oh, this is this person's power. Even though we are about 100 or so episodes in, we're still gonna tell you just in case you forgot.
Right. I mean, it's a really good sign of how well written your characters are, where you have to have like built-in reminders so people know what character you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But oh well.
Yeah. Anyway, that's about me for anime. There is one anime that I really enjoy right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's it finished, but I haven't
Oh,
finished it yet. I'm
gasp.
still a few episodes behind. It's called Akaine or something. Too Many Losing Heroines.
Oh, I
You
think
heard
I
about that one?
saw that one. Or haven't seen it, but like I saw that like
It's good.
was
It's
playing this
so
year.
good. Yeah, it's about like the romance rejects. Like what happens to like a girl when she loses the love
Yeah.
triangle,
Right. Kind of a fun idea.
and it shows like what happens to them. It was great. It was really great. The main girl is fantastic, and the main character is pretty bleh, pretty meh,
Well,
but I think everyone else carries it.
that's fair. For some reason, it's
But
really
it's
hard to write
fun.
a good MC, but
It is hard. I think it is hard.
because I always like try to make him like really like generically like you could like pretend you're that person or like kind of like relate to them or something. But
Usually they're like blank slates. Like most male anime characters in these romance ones are like blank slates. Like fill yourself in.
all right, but that's cool. So you did like this, or I guess you are still liking it so far.
Yeah, it's great. I think I'm 8 episodes in out of 12.
Okay. Yeah, I think I've got this one on my to watch list. I was kind of curious about it, so
Though I'll say this, I'd rather have a blank slate character than a serial killer.
not look. I mean, how many people do you even have to kill to be like a serial killer? Like, I feel like it's got to be like more than six, probably. So I mean, it's fine.
Is he
He's
fine?
still relatable.
Is he relatable?
Look, he's probably gonna get better. Like,
Probably.
I don't know. Either he gets better or she'll get worse. We'll see how the cards fall in season three. But
Maybe they both become serial killers together.
right,
Duo.
God, that's like the Sweeney Todd treatment. That's what we hope for. Uh,
Talking about Dangers of My Heart, but
yeah, let me pull it up because this is my
you can
favorite
pull it up.
anime of all time currently.
Yeah,
I
I
did
like
give it a
making fun of
10 out of
Dangers of
10
My Heart.
masterpiece. Best romance anime I've seen in my life. Second best, actually. I still like the one with the necrophilia a bit more, but this one's pretty good.
What?
The detective is
Can
already
you
dead.
repeat that? Oh, that one. That one. I was like, what? What?
Look, just because she's dead doesn't mean he can't love her. And just
Yeah.
because he wants to kill her doesn't mean he can't love her. You know? Look, I find the good romances, the ones that are, truly like universal. Yeah, so everyone can after this podcast is over, everyone go out and binge watch The Dangers in My Heart.
Oh yeah,
It's so
that reminds me.
wholesome.
I have to watch that.
Oh, do you have to?
Yeah, because I told you before. I was like, you watch Free Ren, I'll watch Dangers of My Heart.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't feel like that's a fair trade at all. I mean, it's less episodes, I guess. There's not that. That won't make you watch season two.
Again, should look for it now.
It's an 8.24. Other people thought it was all right.
Anyway,
We'll get a
let's not talk
progress
about.
report from
Let's
Zaiga.
not talk about that. Let's not talk about that.
Yeah.
We could talk about how Sword Art Online's getting a new season.
Hooray! We're all excited for this, right? Are you gonna watch it, Zaiga? Are you
I
obligated to?
have to.
You
I have
have
to.
to. I'm sorry.
I have to sit down in my chair and I have to be strapped down while watching it. But it has to happen.
We're all proud of you.
It's the Gun Gale Online 2, whatever it is.
Gun Gale. Oh,
Gun Gale Online Season 2.
God, I forgot about Gun Gale Online.
I have to watch it just because I have to watch the train wreck.
It's already so popular even though it hasn't come out yet. That's 64,000 people are excited for this.
Yeah, Gun Gale Online too. Ugh,
Well,
it's gonna be so bad. It's gonna be so bad.
I mean, considering people already talk about Gun Gale Online as being like the not quite as good as Sword Art Online spinoff, like it's like how can it be less good than that?
I think Dun 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 is probably gonna be the best the year.
Wow, better than Free Run?
We were in this year. I
Was it? I
think it
don't.
was last year.
I thought it finished this year though. Technically,
Is it?
pretty sure. I could be wrong. I don't pay attention to things.
It's been a while. I Things blur together. This whole year's gone by so fast.
It's a fun time in paradise.
But anyway, we were supposed to talk about movies.
We did not ever do that, did we? It's been a while. Should we? I guess we. I mean, do we want to blaze through the topic
Yeah,
real
we could.
quick?
Yeah, we can blaze through the topic. Sorry, I got distracted.
I look as the more focused, mature friend. I forgive you.
What type of movies um normally watch? Like
Um,
cinema wise? Because I'm curious. Do you have the same thoughts and opinions of like how you are with anime movies?
I would say at least based on the ones I picked tonight, probably. Like, I definitely, I'm a big fan of like character focused stories, like where like the plot mostly revolves around people and not events, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So and so yeah, I guess probably yeah. Like I'm pretty sure the kinds of movies I picked are not going to be too terribly similar to what you're going to pick.
I don't know. You pick stuff all the time, so I'm not sure.
We'll find out. I've probably picked at least one movie you've never heard of, but I'm not trying to be a hipster, I promise.
Okay. What's that one
Uh,
that you think I've never heard about?
sure, we can start with that one.
Sure.
This is gonna be my absolute number one favorite. In fact,
Oh, really?
yeah, I love this movie to pieces. It's called
Curious.
Smoke Signals. By the way, today's topic is
Smoke
just like
signal.
favorite movies that are like not anime, essentially.
Smoke signals.
Yeah, so this was a movie that came out like in the 90s. It's actually so like this was like a group of like people that kind of like made like a couple of different movies. They did like a TV show that kind of like all the same like cast and director and stuff like back in the 90s. And I think the one that was like the most well known of everything they did was called Smoke Signals. And it's a group of like Native Americans. And so it's kind of a Native American centric story. But so I love Smoke Signals because so I guess the premise of the movie is that I can't remember the names anyone's names, but like the main character finds out that his estranged dad who like left him when he was a kid has just died. He gets like a phone call saying that he's dead and that they're going to be basically cleaning out his house where he lived, and they want him to come over there and like get anything out of the house that he wants, like is like a memento essentially before they kind of just like get rid of it all.
Okay.
And it's like 3 states away from where he lives, so it's like, and he's trying to figure out how, and he ends up in order to be able to afford like getting there, he has to bring along this other guy that he kind of doesn't like, but that guy kind of thinks of himself as like his best friend. And so he's like paying for the trip, and they're kind of like going out there together basically. Like so like it's a comedy, but it's also just like about him like coming to terms with like a lot of his like his childhood trauma of like his dad abandoning him and like everything that like kind of like led up to that,
Yeah.
and like kind of like learning to confront his past and just I don't know, it's a really good movie that just really like Stephen Chow. What? Have you seen this? I don't believe it. I love this movie. I can't remember his name. Look, I haven't actually seen the movie for a few years. I probably should have rewatched it. I don't know where to find this movie, honestly. Like, it's not. I used to have it on DVD, but I think my mom still has the DVD. But
Maybe if you rewatch it, it might turn out to be something else.
no, it's super good. The ending scene, like I guess like the last like 20 minutes of the movie is like so good. It makes me cry every time. Like,
But it's a comedy, isn't it?
well, it's loosely a comedy, but like because it deals like so much like with like his I don't know like it just resonates with me because like I mean not to get super into it, but like my family kind of fell apart when I was young, and so there's a lot of things in this movie like I really relate to in that sense.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So it's because like it is kind of about. I mean, it's a really interesting movie because like it's about Native Americans, but it's also like it's almost irrelevant that they're Native Americans at the same time because like it's just like a very universal story of like broken families and trying to heal from you know past wounds and moving beyond it and everything. Because like it just ends on a like the final scene of the movie is like they just is just kind of like this like kind of like montage like sequence of filming that well they read a poem called Forgiving Our Fathers, and it's so good, makes me cry and stuff. So really love this movie, and it is like genuinely like really funny too. Like it's got lots of really good funny like moments.
Hmm.
So like if you can figure out like where to watch this movie, like it's really worth it.
I was looking it up, see if it's anywhere. Check smoke signal.
He says can confirm that it is pretty good, just not for me. Fair enough. Eagles has seen this. And Hatun says, is it a Stephen Chow movie? I mean, I feel like it must be because otherwise Hatun wouldn't just randomly say that. But yeah,
I don't think
because
so. I don't.
I mean,
It's
who's
directed by Chris Iyer.
okay? Gotcha. Yeah, because they.
I think it's on Apple TV.
Oh, there
See,
you go.
it's on maybe.
Hatun says, "Not you were." Why did you say Stephen Chow then? That was so random. You think you saw it in school once? That's interesting. And Lala listed off her favorite movies, which are some decent choices.
Yeah.
And the Eagles has some good movies that are pretty good choices. But anyway, so this is my one obscure movie that no one will know, but I love to pieces. And the other two I have are a bit more mainstream, I think. But
Hmm. Do you think I would know the ones, like your other two?
I think you've at least heard of them. I don't know if you've seen them though. They might not. They might not be your kind of movie. Oh,
Well, the
Lala,
one
I see.
one of the ones that I want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably one of my favorite movies of all time. I think it's in my top three, I'd say.
Wow.
Um, it's called Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh, I've heard of this one.
Yeah. It's a pretty new one. It came out in 2022.
Yeah, I remember hearing about this a lot when it was coming out.
Yeah.
People seemed to like it.
Yes, it's so funny and it's just so interesting. It's like about this Chinese lady who is has this laundromat with his with their family, and it's uh they're being audited by the IRS or something like that. And during the proceedings when they're at the IRS, um there's this weird supernatural stuff that starts going on with like going through time and stuff like that. and it starts to get so weird and so it's so hard to talk about because it's like nothing you would like ever expect.
Hmm.
It's like one of those movies you like watch the first time and it's like such a treat because you're just like, I have no idea what's going on and why is it this so weird. Yeah.
Hmm.
And yeah, and then it's there's these issues going on with her family and like um their family's kind of falling apart a bit and she's trying to pull that together and it like all ties together in the end and with her family and stuff like that and mother might get a divorce or something like that and their daughter is going to be estranged and she has all these problems coming in as well as this being audited and um it's just really interesting. It's really
Hmm.
interesting.
Okay.
I want to show it to you sometime
Yeah.
whenever I get my new place, then I have like movie nights or something
Yeah, that'd be
where we can
fun.
watch it.
'Cause, like this has been one like it's been like loosely on my radar just because like I didn't hear like a lot about it when it came out, but like I did hear quite a few people mention that it was like really good.
Yeah, and I don't really want to spoil it or anything
It's one of those.
because it's one of those that you that you really want to go into it blind and not like watch any trailers or anything like that.
Right.
So if anyone else that's sitting here hasn't seen it, I'd highly recommend to go see it and but don't like watch anything.
Right. Honestly, that's just like good advice for like most movies. Like I feel like I enjoy movies a lot more if I haven't seen the trailer first. Like
Oh yeah,
if you just like
100%.
have no expectations, like it's a much better experience.
This is why I hate going to the movie theater. It's because
Yeah.
every time I go to the movie theater, I'm like sitting
Spoils like
there and
seven
then
other
it
movies.
yep, it spoils every single movie. Like that just is so annoying having the movie spoiled for you
Right.
because you're just like if you just watch the trailer you're like, oh, so that's what the movie's going to be about, that's the twist that happens, and then I'm just like, oh, might as well not watch it.
Right.
I guess I don't need to watch it now.
Or like the other thing is like because like sometimes like the trailer makes the movie look like it's like a completely different genre than it really is.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
so you're like, oh man, this is gonna be like a super cool action movie. But it's like actually the action only happens in like the first 5 minutes. And then it's actually
Yep.
pretty chill from then on.
Yeah.
It's like, well, okay.
Yeah, it's just weird. I don't like it myself.
Yeah. It's kind of a thing now. But
Yeah, that's my first one.
yeah, that's a good choice. I appreciate that. And I'll actually, yeah, if we manage to have a chance to do a movie night at your house, that'd be fun. Seems like it'd be a fun one to watch then.
Yeah, and I wouldn't mind watching that Smoke Signals one.
Yeah, I really
Those
like it.
that is
It's yeah. Anyway, I guess Neela says watch the Batman, knowing nothing, and liked it way more than I thought I would. Honestly, like I I had a very similar experience like with and honestly like most of like the Marvel movies I have a higher chance of liking if I haven't seen the trailer for it first. Like like I've enjoyed the Spider-Man movies mostly because I just never look up anything about them ahead of time. And when I go watch it in the movies, I like it.
I agree with that because I didn't watch the trailer for Spider-Man was the recent one. The uh,
Oh, freaking.
No Way Home. Is that
Uh,
what it was called?
that's the newest live action one, I think. Yeah, because it's Far From Home and then No Way Home. I think is the one
Yeah,
with the Doctor
yeah.
Strange. So
No Way Home. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I
Across the
didn't
Spider Verse
look up
was
anything about it.
I've heard was good, but
Oh, I didn't watch that one. I didn't watch Across the Spider Verse.
honestly, the Spider-Man movies pretty solid across the board.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know if I don't like the new ones quite as much as some of the previous iterations, but they're still a good watch.
definitely,
Like the
definitely.
current Spider-Man's pretty good.
I feel like Spider-Man is a good balance for like superhero. It's
Right.
like not like extremely powerful, but like as like a good neutral.
Right, yeah, because he's basically just like he's a bit stronger, he's a bit more reactive,
Yeah,
and I mean, and depending on what kind of Spider-Man it is, like the rest of his powers are like either science made, like he does it himself. I think the movies make it a
yeah,
genetic thing just to make it quicker and easier, but
yeah.
no, he's a good hero. He's honestly probably my favorite superhero. Just like if I had like just like an overall favorite,
Yeah, my
but
brother's the same way. It's his favorite one as well.
he's got good sass. You know, you got to have a like at least like in the Marvel universe, like it makes sense for Spider-Man to be that kind of guy. Like like some of the other superheroes they try to make sassy. It's weird, but
I feel like in the at least the Marvel Cinematic Universe, he wasn't as sassy.
right.
Maybe I'm like, or I'm maybe like think I think he wasn't very sassy. He was
He
more like kid.
yeah, he's a little bit more like kind of like how they made the Flash like very neurotic in very recent iterations. Like he
Yeah,
seems like he's like way stressed most of the time, which is kind of fair. Like he's got a lot going on.
yeah,
Awkward,
awkward.
yeah.
Yeah,
And the PS4 Spider-Man games that recently have been really good. Like astonishingly good games.
yeah. I played the first one. That was pretty good.
Like it's like finally Spider-Man gets like a real proper game. Although I liked the PS2 ones, but they were kind of jank. but
They were very jank.
but like at least as like a 12-year-old I could get over it because I got to play Spider-Man, so
Yeah.
anyway. So,
What's another one that you have on your list?
sure, let's just do another stone cold classic that everyone has watched 100 times like me. It's Wayne's World.
Actually, I've never seen this.
That doesn't surprise me, though it does make me a little sad. But
I've heard about it, but I've never seen it.
I will
Isn't it?
say,
Is it?
huh?
Isn't it this around the same lines as like Dumb and Dumber?
I've never actually seen Dumb and Dumber, so I couldn't tell you.
Oh,
Um,
really?
but I don't think it's Dumb and Dumber because like Wayne and Garth aren't idiots. They're just goofy. Um, mostly. But I mean, so the premise of Wayne, because like I think most people like probably know because Wayne's World was based off of a Saturday Night Live sketch series originally, and like during the '90s, there's a thing of like a lot of SNL stuff like got turned into movies. I think it's because Wayne's World did super well, and so then they made like a whole bunch of other ones that didn't do nearly as well because they weren't as good. Um, Ray is such a boomer for his a lot. I think every I think the newest movie was Smoke Signals from 1998. All my others are going to be older, so sorry. Um,
Are they just gonna get older?
yeah, because like, I think Wayne's World is 92 or 93. Um, but the premise of the movie is that Wayne and Garth have like a public access show that they film out of their basement,
Yeah.
where basically they just like interview like their friends and other random people and just like obsess over like music and weird things
Hmm.
and they end up getting like their like their show gets noticed by like a big time producer who decides he wants to sell their show into becoming like a proper like cable show. And so the whole movie is basically about like their progression from this like super goofy low budget thing they're filming with their friends in their basement, becoming like a full blown like nationwide sensation, and all of the shenanigans that go with it. Um,
Yeah.
and I this it's just a very funny movie. Like it's not there's not like a whole lot of like depth to it. It's just like very funny. It's got a lot of like really good like quotes and one liners. And I literally watched this movie probably every week with my best friend in high school. We would just like do like a Wayne's World night where we'd watch like Wayne's World and Wayne's World 2. We probably did that for like a year. It's like I know this movie like front to back. And actually this is like a movie like I still watch sometimes just like as a thing like this is my movie I put on the background because like I just know it so well that I can be like a quarter paying attention to it and still like be perfectly following everything, like
Yeah.
knowing exactly what they're about to say next and everything.
Kind of like how a lot of people are like that with like the Monty Python movies. Monty Python real.
Yeah, it's definitely a similar vibe for me where it's just fun. Like
Easily quotable.
yeah, very like this is a movie where like if and that's probably why I watch it with my friend all the time is like because like we could quote this movie back and forth and like it's just that got a lot of really fun things like that. It's got good music in it too because they're kind of like they're metalheads and so they have like a bunch of like random bands like make like appearances in the movie. It's just like it's just fun.
I didn't think you were into like metalish bands.
I'm really not, but like the I don't know, it's just like a part of the movie. And so like because of this movie, I know so much about like Alice Cooper and like other like I'm trying to remember who else like there's a couple other bands that show up. Like Alice Cooper's in it for a while, weirdly.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, and the sequel movie has a lot because like the sequel movie is about them like putting on a concert, and so it has a lot more bands in it that show up. But
Yeah. All right. Well, that one's an
but
interesting one. I would like to see that one.
it's another one where it's just like a fun time. You just like can put it on and just kick back a little.
I feel like I'm liking that more in some movies. Like I do like the more intense ones, but there has to be something to be said about just ones that are like that. You could easily just like sit back and relax and have a good
Right.
laugh or have a good time.
No, yeah, this is a great palate cleanser. Like like if you need to like watch something just like to come down from like some other intense movie or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of
Tron
course.
Legacy. The Dick Tracy movie. I haven't thought about the Dick Tracy movie in years, G Silver. Holy crap. Anyway. Yes, that's my second choice.
Okay, okay, cool, cool, cool.
What
Actually, my next one's pretty old
gasp.
as well.
I don't believe it. Like
Yeah. And
2012?
this this one I is like in the same vein as uh your as Wayne's World for you
Oh,
for
okay.
me. It's The Princess Bride.
Ah,
Did you see
classic.
all did you see you've seen it. You've seen it.
Oh, of
Everyone has
course.
seen it.
Th-
Everyone has seen The Princess Bride.
This is like a movie where like you like absorb it by osmosis. Like I can't even tell you when I
Yeah,
watched it the first time, but like I've definitely
yeah.
seen it like 10 times at least. Like
Yeah, this is one that my whole family quotes. The like everyone that I like it's so easily quotable and um the wit in it is so great. Just it's a perfect movie.
It's just it's a fun one for sure.
Yeah,
I get you on that.
and the whole like start of it with like the man in black like chasing them and stuff like that. You're like, who's this evil guy? And then it just like as the guy's like fighting other things, you're like, oh, this guy isn't so bad at all. He's just like he's
He's a little sassy.
a little sassy. And I feel like that's a very nice style that they made the movie in, and it's just great.
No, and there's really nothing quite like this. Like I feel like other movies have like tried for the same vibe,
Yeah.
but like it does like strike like that perfect balance of being like it's serious enough that you care, but also like kind of like so ridiculous and over the top that like I mean it just really leans into like being a fairy tale essentially, like a good bedtime story.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, exactly, exactly. It's like a good bedtime story, and it's like funny, it's intense. Like I know that I always say like when I'm like I'm like not to 50, or like I'd say like, oh, he's only mostly dead.
right,
Or like some quotes like that. Or me and my family, my mom could do like the marriage quote, the marriage quote or whatever. She could do
whoa, yeah,
that.
it's
uh
it's a fun one. This is a
it,
pretty good choice.
and I the one I do the most,
I
it
don't know
the
how I
quote
feel
I
about
use the
that.
most.
I'm not Vizini at all.
The quote I use the most is the never start a land war in Asia.
Yeah, it's good advice.
Yeah, I always am like, you just made the most classic blunder. The first is never start a land war in Asia. The
Yeah,
second is never to do X.
right. No, I used to say like classic blunder like all the time. Such a
Fell from the
great
world's most
phrase.
classic blunders.
Oh,
Such a good movie. Such a good movie. It
so
reminds me of like all the good times as a kid watching it with
oh
my mom
yeah,
and dad. But
it's
yeah,
fun stuff. I'm not a witch, I'm your wife.
which everyone. Oh man, now I want to
You
rewatch it.
killed my father. Prepare to die. Yeah, this would be a fun one
Anyway,
for movie night. Yeah, again, like just
yeah, yeah,
easily rewatchable. Just
yep,
like I'm sure like as a kid, like this is like one I could just like have watched like back to back and been fine with. It's like one of those.
100%, 100%. All right, well, what's your last one for today?
All right, my last one for today. This is one I did watch back to back a lot actually. There we go. This is the Beatles' Yellow Submarine. I love this movie.
Beetle, Beatles Yellow Submarine.
Yeah. This is like this is like my family's movie. Like for how like maybe like for how you with the Princess Bride, like this is like the one like if my family was like doing anything together, like we like needed a movie on in the background, we'd have this on in the background. Or even just like watch
Really?
it for movie nights, like because I mean I don't know if I've talked about this, but like the Beatles were like essentially like the only music I was aware of as a kid because my mom loves them so much. I didn't realize they were an old band probably like until middle school. I, like I had no clue this was like a band that like broke up in the 70s, let alone like wasn't current. Cuz like it was the only music I ever heard growing up. And like in this movie was just so what like this movie probably like has influenced my humor and my perspective on life like very deeply because of just how much I watched it as a kid.
Is this like slightly animated?
It,
Like
it's it's a
not
fully
anime?
it's a fully animated movie. Um, so the rumor goes, I don't know how much you know about the Beatles. I'm actually a massive Beatles nut because they were my first favorite band. Again, my mom loves them, and I also ended up loving them as a result.
Let's
But
see.
there were three movies that the Beatles made while they were together. They did A Hard Day's Night, which was like a fake documentary about their real life. Then they made a movie called Help, which is all about how they had a, which is about the Beatles fighting a cult, essentially, which is a great movie. It's like Indiana Jones, but the Beatles. And then they did Yellow Submarine, which was fully animated. And I don't even know what studio animated this, but those people were on all the drugs. Like this is like the most like chaotic art style. I wish I could like find like more screen like
From the trailer I'm looking at on YouTube, yeah.
it's the
This
most
looks
it's the most like chaotically animated, just beautiful, colorful movie. Um, I mean, this movie came out like in '68, I want to say, and it's still phenomenal. Like it's there's never been anything like this that I'm aware of. It's just like cuz like I mean, essentially the story of it is that deep under the ocean in the in Pepperland, the Blue Meanies have attacked and taken over the kingdom. And one man manages to escape in his yellow submarine. He goes to the surface where he lands in London, England, and he recruits the Beatles to help him take back their kingdom from the Blue Meanies. And so the movie is like them traveling through like the seven seas, and like every one of the oceans is like completely like different in like the style and the look of them. They have like songs that play like through the whole thing, like because like the hell like Yellow Submarine was like a full album worth of music they'd made just for this movie, or they also like integrated like other songs into.
yeah.
And yes, they travel the seven seas. They go to Pepperland. They fight the Blue Meanies. It's just fun and ridiculous, and I just love this movie so much. It's also got like tons of great
Ooh,
quotes. Like one I still say this like there's a scene where Ringo just like picks a hole up off the ground and he's like, I've got a hole in me pocket.
oh, so
And
that's why you say that. Okay.
yeah, I say it. Yeah, you've probably heard me say it. Yeah. um,
I think I remember you saying that a couple times.
yeah, it's a classic. I just like, and I always hear that in Ringo's voice too.
Yeah.
Or like, there's another one where like George just like sticks his hand into like a light socket and like zaps himself. He's like, ah, I think I burned my finger. I think for that too a lot, but there's a lot of other fun quotes, and it's just a silly movie. Like it's just so imaginative and fun, and just just wonderful. And they keep threatening to like do like a remake of this movie, and I hope they don't because I don't think there's any possible way to match, let alone beat what this movie was.
Yeah, that's like what they said about Princess Bride. People were like saying like there were whispers of remaking it, and then people were starting to get angry because they were gonna remake it.
Right,
And then I think one of the actors, Carrie Eloise or whatever his
Elvis,
name
yeah,
is, was he like said on Twitter like, "Why remake a perfect movie?"
it's kind of true. Like I like some movies I can understand having a remake because like technology kind of catches up with it.
Yeah,
It's like sci-fi movies like I could see remaking that cuz you can make them, more and better, you know,
yeah,
with advancements, but like Princess Bride I think is essentially perfect, like for sure. And like in this movie is like cuz Because I think is like if they made this movie now, it would almost definitely be like just like 3D CG animated. Because no
Yeah.
one's ever gonna make like a hand animated
I
movie
am
like this
here,
ever again.
mortal.
Ah, Senate's here. And this movie would not be the same if it was like 3D. Like
Yep.
it would lose all of the sparkle.
Hmm. That's an interesting one. That's an interesting one.
Definitely looks like a drug induced fever dream, but it's very fun. No, it's delightful. And freaking oh, what's his name? The Mr. Nobody. There's like random guy they pick up along the way. He's my favorite. He's so funny. He always like he speaks so intelligently that like as a kid I didn't think he was speaking English. Like as an adult I can finally understand the words he's using. Like he's kind of that kind of guy. So anyway, Eagles is not even 20 and seen it. Wow. They hide in the piano to distract a blue dog. Yes, that is the thing that happens to Eagles. And they play the song "Hey Hey Bulldog," I think, while they sneak around in different instruments. It's very silly.
Sounds like a sounds like mind game.
Oh, Mind
These
Game.
pictures.
Oh my gosh, Mind Game. Why I'd finally forgotten it. I was free, Zaiga. Why would you say Mind Game to me? I was happy.
Me too. I was having until that till I saw the imagery in this trailer for this yellow submarine thing I was looking at just now, and I was like, "Why does this look like?"
That this is probably the English equivalent of Mind Game, but like not nearly as traumatizing.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So this is my third one for today at least, and
All
it's
right.
delightful, and everyone should watch it.
Now, for my last one, like it's
1927.
between
Wow.
two. It's between two. Um, like I could talk all the time about Lord of the Rings, how good those movies are, but it's kind of everyone knows how good those movies are. Well,
Sure, sure.
everyone,
Yes,
and
we all equally have watched these. We know.
except you, for some reason.
I'll watch it eventually. I just got to
No,
find
you won't.
30 hours of spare time.
No, you.
I should have watched it while I didn't have a
Won't.
computer. That'd have been a good time. Could have streamed on my TV. Anyway,
So so I think I'll just pick something else because I know Lord of the Rings is one of my favorite movies of all time. It really made me into movies, made me take movie classes and all that. And so I put that in like a separate tier.
sure, that's like your S tier
So
kind of.
as for today, I'll choose Blade Runner.
Oh,
Yeah, Blade Runner, and then the sequel was good too, but it wasn't as good as the original.
that's fair.
Blade Runner is like it was a movie, sci-fi, cyberpunk movie made by Ridley Scott, and had Harrison Ford in it, and it was honestly fantastic. It was, I believe Ridley Scott said he was inspired by Ghost in the Shell uh,
I
to
could
make it,
I could see that.
and um, it's all about like what is human, what is fake, what is an android, and kind of like the line that is blurred between. And it's about this guy that goes around chasing and trying to kill these androids. So but it's very deep. There hardly isn't any like spoken dialogue in it. There
It's
is spoken dialogue, but it's like mostly just like acting.
it's a lot of like Harrison Ford running and looking very tired.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
mean, it that does. I know what you mean though. Like it's very much like the acting is like non-verbal, which is
Yeah.
impressive. That is a tough thing to pull off.
And for the time that it came out, it uh still looks amazing this day.
Honestly, because I think because you showed me this movie, and I didn't realize like it was 1982.
Yeah,
Like I was like, oh, it's like
1982.
a 90s movie. Like this looks pretty good for the 90s. Like, but no, like 82. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
And not only that, but the sequel was so good. Um the Blade Runner 2048 or something like that was called.
2049, yeah.
2049. Yeah. I really liked that movie as well. I really want to rewatch it. But it was a great sequel slash spin-off to it.
Right.
And I don't know, I just really like Ridley Scott as a director. He has really good things. And
No, yeah, for sure.
um but yeah, I love his stuff. And this was one of my favorites.
No, very, very fair. Like, I mean, honestly, like, kind of like trying to think what you call it, like a cornerstone of like cyberpunk, like I don't know, like as a whole, like
Yes, cyberpunk stuff. I do enjoy cyberpunk stuff. I say that even though I haven't played the Cyberpunk 2077 game, but
I mean, I guess I didn't
I
mean like the
I do.
series. I meant like just like as a genre, like cyberpunk as like
Oh
a
yeah, yeah,
look,
yeah, yeah.
like this
I
is
know
a
what you
movie
mean.
that really, I mean, probably along with Ghost and Shell, it's like really solidified like that look and that the themes and
Yep.
just real real important movie in that sense. Like, and honestly, like
Yeah,
any
I
type
agree.
of like future dystopian movie that's ever made, like post Blade Runner, is gonna
Yeah,
borrow from Blade Runner. Like,
exactly. It's so like movies. I think that are like in my top ones are ones like
high sci-fi.
Princess Bride or this, where you like um they're like something that you will remember that like have a lasting impression on like the movie industry or like industry in general.
Right,
Because Blade Runner was one of those. It really was a like revolutionary for its time. It only
right,
became better through as time went on.
right. It is one of those like, and I always feel like it's so pretentious to call something like this is mandatory viewing because of how important it is. But like
Yeah,
Blade Runner kind of like is like I never want to say like something's like mandatory watching because that is kind of silly, but like this really
yeah,
is like an important movie for sci-fi. Like,
yeah. Especially sci-fi in the West.
yeah.
Because
So
I don't remember if what I'm guessing Star Wars came before, right?
I think the first one is 78,
Okay.
but
So it was riding off of that.
yeah, like this was a very different version of
Yeah.
sci-fi. Or like, I mean, because like Star Wars, I mean, even though it is technically about wars, is much more like optimistic, kind of glorified version of
Yeah.
of like what this future could be like. And Blade Runner is just like a really sucky version of like just like
Oh yeah.
this is what happens when the mega corporations take over. It's not going to
Yeah,
be great.
I really like the neo noir style
Oh,
of
it's true. I do love me some noir.
so like noir style films and like but like in the future in this cyberpunk setting it's just really cool, really
It's
cool.
it's good. Like there's so few movies. Like, well, I mean, a ton of movies have tried to do this, and I'd say very few have done it even like a fraction as well.
Yeah.
Like the drama with war as a backdrop, did they see? It's true. I guess
And
yeah,
it
Star
has
Wars, but
Blade Runner has like that amazing scene right at the end. The Tears in the Rain. Like
oh yeah,
full quote. That's such an amazing scene.
it's really good. Like if it, and again, like if you haven't seen it, this is definitely one worth seeking out to watch yourself because it's I don't know because like I had some idea about Blade Runner when I or at least I thought I did when I went into it, but like it ended up being like I don't know much more introspective and like thought provoking. Like I thought it was like I kind of had the vague ideas like it's like oh yeah it's like a sci-fi action movie, and I mean there's a lot of action in it, but it's also not really what it's about either. Like
Yep, exactly.
it's just it's interesting for sure.
Yeah, it like starts off as like this action movie, but as it goes on, you're like it's really getting this introspection of like what is it to be human stuff.
Right.
And um the line starts to get blurred and then oh
I also
anyway.
miss when movies had this kind of movie poster where it's like drawn.
Oh yeah.
That's such a lost thing. It looks so good. I guess I don't know if you're looking at the stream, but I'm just like looking at like different movie posters.
Oh yeah. Anyway, those were my three.
Those are some good choices. I think you
And
can,
again,
yeah,
I would chat about like I would say Lord of the Rings is on there because that probably my number one.
sure.
But but yeah, there's so much I could say about that. And I'm pretty biased when it comes to those movies.
It's fair. I mean, I mean that could be one we do. Like, I mean, if I get around to actually watching them myself, maybe we could. I mean, it wouldn't really be anime, but we could talk about the 80s. There's a Hobbit animated film, I think, back in the 80s. We could bring that in and be like loosely make it a anime podcast relevant discussion of Lord of the Rings.
I remember when The Return of the King came out, third movie.
Yeah,
Um
I do too,
I saw
actually.
it. Yeah, I saw it I think like a total of 9 times in the theater. Something like that. It was all a lot of them. I just like after I saw it, I was like, wow, that was amazing. That was like the best movie I've ever seen. I just wanted to go back and then go back and go back. So great. And I would just like tear up at the end, put me into tears.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, that's great.
yeah. We could definitely. We could always do like another a follow up of this topic too, in sometime future and talk about it then.
Yeah, of
That'd be
course.
okay. AC says comedy movies were so good back in the day. AC, we were just talking about Wayne's World. I mean, I don't know how far back in the day you're talking about. That was the 90s. Whoa. Siri, shut the hell up. What the fuck? Sorry. It scared the heck out of me. My
How dare you
iPad.
talk to Siri like that?
I don't know. She scared me. I tried to be nice to her because I fear AI taking us over, but she can't sneak up on me like that.
I can't believe you're that mean to her.
I'm
Chicken.
I'm actually never mean. I always say please and thank you so much to Siri. That
Uh-huh.
I'm so kind. I fear her revenge, which is imminent, I'm sure. 90s, 2000s era says AC. Okay. There's some good comedies back then. Grayson can't curse at Siri like that. Look, I didn't. She scared me. Shrek was pretty good. Also, Mike Myers. I mean, Mike Myers used to like never miss. He had like a good like 15-year streak of like only doing good movies.
What does he do now?
I don't know if he does anything now. Like,
Mike Myers.
I
Mike
think he's
Myers.
pretty retired. Like, and I feel like the last few movies he did do like weren't as good. But
Oh, something interesting.
yeah, the Austin Powers movies were really
I
good. I
I
liked
think
him
you
anyway.
might be interested in this.
Hmm.
I sort of met LeVar Burton the other day at work.
Sort of. Did you frisk
Yeah,
him?
I met. Yes,
Oh,
I
that's right, because there's the
did.
convention happening.
Yeah, the convention happened over here, and
Yeah.
I saw three celebrities.
Wow.
I saw LeVar Burton, I saw Ernie Hudson from Ghostbusters,
Ooh.
and I saw Patrick Warburton.
Man, that's a pretty good group of people to see.
Yeah, and I was bringing LeVar Burton through the walkthrough machine, walkthrough metal detector,
Uh-huh.
and he kept alarming. So I was like, "Oh, you have to take off your watch." And I held his watch in my hand. I looked at it, and I was like, "This watch is probably worth more than my like
My
a couple
life.
months' salary."
Like,
And I was looking at it, going like, "Wow, this is such a nice watch." But he was so nice. He was like a really nice guy.
that's really cool. He always seems
But
like
yeah,
he's super nice. So
yeah.
that's pretty neat. I did not drop an F bomb, Hatun. There's no proof. I never swear.
You should see him when we go out to eat, get lunch.
Yeah.
He swears like a sailor.
I never swear. Now, racial slurs aplenty. Swearing, no.
Oh my goodness.
I have standards.
Anyway, this was fun.
Yeah.
Finally got back. Finally did it. Finally got it again.
Yeah, I'm glad we managed to finally do this podcast. I can finally have it off my dadgum stream queue on YouTube. It's been messing me up.
Well, it's
Don't quote
whose
me,
fault is
Iglis.
that?
Don't.
Whose fault is that?
I blame the system. Curses
Blame.
that really made me spit take the cereal. What are you guys talking about? I think y'all are going crazy.
Yeah, it's like Hatoon says, it's Mildred the rat, the
Yeah,
ghost rat.
I don't like that rat.
Ghost rat that lives inside your electronics.
No good. But anyway, this was fun. Glad we were able to do another podcast. Hopefully we can. I mean, d- like heavens allow, the computers will stop exploding. We can finally do these semi regularly because your schedule is kind of stabilized.
I
My
think you say that every time.
I keep I'm trying to. It's the what is it? The secret where like you have to like manifest that positive goodness to get what you want in the universe.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do that. I'm just like if I keep speaking good things to my computer, it'll stop hating me.
I'm telling you, you just need to get an exorcist.
I don't even know who do you like. Who do you call for that? Like, do you just like Google that? Like, just like
Yeah,
look for
I'm
the guy with
pretty
like the
sure
best
you.
Yelp reviews. Like,
Yeah, like go
Hey there,
to
demons.
go
It's me,
to
your boy.
Craigslist or type in
I
exorcist.
think the last thing I need is a Craigslist exorcist coming into my house. I can't imagine a worse thing to do on a Thursday night. Um,
Hey, are you an exorcist? And the exorcist comes in and is like, "Where's the ghost?"
just makes me think of like I don't know if you ever watched the Boondocks, but
Oh
when
yeah, I've seen the notes.
when they call an exorcist and ends up being Uncle Ruckus, that's the kind of guy I
Oh
imagine
yeah,
shows up. It's just like the worst, least qualified guy. Just like, oh no.
that scene was amazing.
Oh yeah, and
Oh,
I don't know if anybody knows, but my soundbite for the Reed Redeem is actually Uncle.
Reed,
It's
Reed,
Yeah, it's Uncle Ruckus yelling Reed, but I have the one word
Reed.
censored out because I feel like that's probably inappropriate for YouTube. But yeah, God, Boondocks is such a good show.
That's a great show.
Classic. The tunes are called a priest. I mean, I'm one of those. I could just do it myself. Then it's actually hold on, Chris. Do you know? Are we? Could we do that? Could I? Could you? Could I have you come over and help me
Hmm?
exercise a thing? I think we're qualified. I don't
What do you
know.
mean?
I mean, right? I don't know. I have to look. I need to look up the fine details of like what I am and am not qualified for in my religion of choice. If I need to like call somebody else, or if I can just do it myself,
How
technically,
to exercise a ghost.
could call it Ghostbusters.
Oh, how to exercise your house or dwelling, a beginner's guide.
Great
Here,
doxing Zyga. Oh, did
let me link this. Let me link this to you. I'm
Oh, did I
linking this to
dox
you
an
right now.
accident? Oops, I'm sorry. Gotta have holy water. Okay, sounds like Zyga's
Here,
gonna help me out.
here, click on this. WikiHow.
Oh,
Exercise your house or dwelling.
WikiHow knows best. If you can't have Yahoo answers, you can at least have WikiHow.
All right. One, protect yourself with religious or spiritual talismans. Okay, just need to get.
Okay, hold on. Control copy. Here, we're all gonna do some homework together. We're gonna clean the spirits from my house real quick. How to perform a home exorcism, guys. We're learning together. I hope you have your notepad out.
All right. So you just need to follow these steps, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So protect yourself with religious or spiritual talismans. Okay, you just need to get one of those.
Okay, I got a Celtic cross made of iron. Would that count?
Sure. Sure.
Perfect.
Okay. Two, kindly ask the spirit to leave. Have you tried
Such
that?
an ominous figure for that image too. Avoiding anger
I
or fear.
yeah.
Oh man, you can try banishing it in Latin. Oh, gotta learn another language.
Yeah, you should
Why
try
if
it.
it's only an evil spirit you have to use Latin? What if I try banishing it in Japanese? Do you think that would work?
Yeah, I think that would work. I mean, you have a lot of Japanese stuff. Maybe it's in that. Oh,
Okay, I got sage smudge sticks. I think I know a place where I could buy sage. I was
okay.
googling this on the
Okay.
side, so I think I figured that one out. Holy water. I
Yep.
used to have. I mean, I don't have holy water, but I did have some blessed olive oil. That's probably
There
close
was
enough.
wasn't there that Catholic church that was right next to where we used to live?
That's probably why that house is always so ghost free. That was nice.
Yeah,
I wonder if can you go into a Catholic church and ask for holy water? I can't imagine they just hand that stuff out.
probably.
Call ahead to make sure they bless the water. You can still get holy water in many churches. That's what a wild sentence is that, right? Like call ahead to order your blessed water. What a world we live in.
Recite prayers against spirits.
Okay, these are
Okay.
some pretty good choices. Lord's Prayer is a classic. Serenity Prayer is a classic. I don't know the Archangel Michael must be like a. I don't know if that's a specifically Catholic one.
Probably.
Personal mantras. Spirit, go now. Yes.
Spirit, this is not your home.
I
Okay.
like being able to just mantra things.
Okay.
Do not drink the holy water in your Uber home. Dang it.
Oh, this one sounds good. Leave out kosher salt or raw rice.
This is a very Japanese thing, honestly.
Yeah, maybe this will help.
Like, actually, because like you've probably seen like the salt piles that some people would have it in at their homes in Japan, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, I think to be fair, is also like to reduce like slugs and snails in the garden, but it probably also keeps out ghosts. Working with a professional.
Yeah, you could get a professional.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe there's a wiki how for this.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it either.
Mr. Bonkers is usually chill, but recently he is acting really weird. So if your dog barks a little bit too much, it's probably ghosts. That makes sense.
Knowing when an exorcism is needed. Okay, okay.
Mental
Looking
fortitude
for.
is a key to success.
My goodness.
Sorry, I'm skipping ahead.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I skipped ahead too.
Oh my gosh.
It's just such a good guide.
Ah, thank you, WikiHow. You've saved me once again. If I did provide this all by putting it in a window facing a certain direction, then use it, says Lala. I mean, Lala, it sounds like you're trying to do like one of those fancy pants exorcisms that takes like effort. I'm looking for like the Walmart of exorcisms, okay? I need something like just like quick and it'll work. I'm not trying to get like the Whole Foods version. Don't got time for that. What are you looking under your bed for signs of paranormal behavior? What is what is this? And again, just like the ominous yellow figure is like, I wonder if that's the ghost. I don't know. Specific or recurring? Well, I have those. I don't know if that's a ghost though.
Love these pictures, by the way.
Somebody took the time to make these. That's what's wild.
Yeah.
Rule out otherworldly noises. Oh my gosh. As somebody who has to fix problems in houses all the time, majority of like weird noises your houses make is probably something that's like slowly eating away your walls, not actually ghosts.
Like water or
Like water, like gas pipes, like
termites.
so many things like clang and bang inside your walls you don't even know about or think about.
Have a religious leader, medium, or psychic examine the house,
Makes sense.
or the alleged spirit, which is possible.
An honest appraisal of your own health and stress levels. Ignore the spirit. I'm not sure how much this is actually good. I don't believe in ghosts. Am I being stupid? What a question.
Yeah. Well, that was a fun time.
All right,
Fun
well,
time.
I feel like we've all been enlightened today.
Well, follow those steps and Mildred would go away.
All right, guys, I think we figured it out. Thanks for your help. Karen says if you put your ear to the wall, you can hear the sound of two male ghosts wrestling. What does that even mean? You'll never get rid of your ghost, you cheapo. Tunes says Gray's just gonna get water from the salt lake and just evaporate in his window, and the smell would get the ghost out. Honestly, like if we want to be semi-serious for a moment. I'm 90% sure the reason sage works to get rid of ghosts is because it stinks to high heaven.
Does sage stink?
It's,
I've
it
never smelled it.
smells like garb. Well, not, it doesn't smell like garb, but like it's a pungent odor.
Oh
Like
boy.
I feel like if ghosts even have like half the smell of like a normal human, like they're probably like, yeah, I'm out. Like I don't need this. Happy ghost needs to be exercised at least twice a day. Get out of here, G Silver. Yeah. You're saying the smell takes them to high heaven. I mean, that's you know what? Well, I wasn't even thinking about it, but that actually makes perfect sense. Plenty of souls away from the mortal plane. And that's what we figured it out. The stink drives them to heaven. They're like, Earth sucks now. Let's get out of here, guys.
Yeah.
Co-authors 47 people worked together, and it was reviewed by Stina Garbus. That's a name you can trust. A spiritual advisor. I don't want to
Yeah.
I don't want to knock people in their professions, but there are definitely some professions I have a bit more of a raised eyebrow towards. And but anyway. Hi, Jarek.
Medium near me.
Yeah,
Medium near me. Spiritual medium Travis Hill. Oh no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
yeah,
Elements of light, spiritual services. Oh boy.
yeah, yeah.
15 years in business, by the way.
Oh, man, he's got to be trustworthy. But yeah, Jarek, we're trying to determine if I need to get an exorcist sent to my apartment to get rid of all the bad juju that's making the power go out. So we're gonna get this
There,
solved together.
there's a Madam Black. 15 years in service.
Yo, where is she located? I feel
Not
like
too far away.
I feel like a Madam Black is someone that would absolutely know how to scare away a ghost.
There's actually a surprising amount of mediums
As
in
oh,
the in our area.
I was gonna say actually, I saw the. I wish I could remember the exact. Maybe I don't want to know the exact name because I don't want to dox him necessarily. But I saw. I was down in Provo doing some work, and there was a guy working at like the neighbor next door, and he advertised himself as an electrician slash astrologer right on the side of his truck.
Astrologer.
And I was like, oh my gosh, you can rewire your house and read your read your future. What a deal.
Oh my goodness.
I've never seen someone like dual advertise such two distinctly different things before. That was exciting for me. I really like if he had come out to his truck while I was there, I would have absolutely had to like hit him up for a card because you never
Yeah.
know when you need that.
Goodness.
Lol's got a palm reading place nearby. That's kind of cool. Because that's a wild question. It's probably that D&D game you play. To bring. That's actually true. We're inviting a lot of the devil into our house with that D&D stuff. I didn't
Yeah.
think about that. I forgot that Satan loves D&D.
Yep. So make sure you just perform these steps like right before you're doing a session or right after a session. Just sprinkle some sage or some rice.
Got to douse all our figures in holy water. It just makes sense. Lolly, if your husband played D&D earlier, you're already haunted. That's we're figuring it out. Specific pipes for your star sign. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so we were talking about movies for part of this podcast episode at least. So I feel like we've done our job
Yep.
here.
So what are your plans for the rest of the week, streaming wise?
Oh man, I need to confer with Smo and I guess Carson too. But I think the plan is, at least as far as I know, on Friday we're playing Rogue Galaxy, which
Galaxy.
it's a Square Enix game from the PS2 era. It's pirates in space, so it's like a Treasure Planet, but an RPG essentially. And
Hmm.
actually, it's pretty cool. Played like a couple hours of it already. Enjoyed it. Also says Rogue Galaxy on Friday. Don't break things again. And then Saturday we've been playing Remnant 2 with Smo and Carson. And Remnant 2 is actually really fun. It's very Elden Ringy, but instead you have guns, and I kind of like it.
Hmm.
And then,
Did you finish Life of Pi? Lies of Pi?
yeah, we definitely finished Life of Pi. That was an okay movie. Um,
Yeah.
but no, Lies of P, we did finally beat it. We got the good ending. Even we did a really good job. Proud of me. And I've been already doing New Game Plus on my own time because I really like that game a lot. Combat just hits right for me. But so yeah, so then Sunday will be Final Fantasy. Wednesday, that's right, we're starting Princess Tutu. So we're finally watching a show I want to watch. And I'm sure everyone else will hate it because that's how it always goes. But we'll at
Yeah.
least watch a couple episodes together. We'll see how it goes, if people like it or not. Have you seen Princess Tutu? Okay. I'm not sure if it
I
would be your kind of show.
I join you guys, but I work at nights.
That's right. I forgot that you like to pay your bills and have a job and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe someday, but
All right. Well, this was fun.
Carson likes the idea of playing Remnant 2. That's fair. Anyway, yeah, thanks everyone for hanging. And thank you, Zaiga,
Yeah, no
for
problem.
your
I'm always
infinite
glad to
patience,
hang out.
your incredible persistence in trying to make this happen. Appreciate you.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I'm not mad. all the time.
Not all the time. That's all I hope for.
Yeah.
Alrighty, let's. I almost forgot to put up our sweet logo today. How foolish of me. There we go.
Pod
It's definitely gonna catch on. Don't you worry.
never does.
Everyone's gonna start saying Isepod and be like, "Ah, that place." Zaiga's not mad, just disappointed. No, it's even worse. Gray does go into crawl spaces for fun. I do, actually.
I'm disappointed at Gray at a on a daily basis.
No, doing so good.
Whenever we meet up to go get food, I'm just like, I just sigh.
It's true. Anyway, thanks everyone for hanging out. It was fun having you.
Yeah, it was nice seeing everyone.
Let me know what part of the podcast you liked best. Did you like when we rambled for an hour about nothing? Did you like the actual topic? Or did you like the exorcism? Comment now.
I think the exorcism was the best part.
Oh my goodness.
And we should actually go over and record that. Just
Right. Oh,
throwing holy water at your PC.
yo, can we do an exorcist live stream?
That would be amazing.
I smell a great idea in the future. Also, my camera just died. So I guess it's a good time to end this podcast.
All right. Hey, you ended while you're at it. You have a smile on your model.
Yeah, I look so happy. Look at
Your
me.
your mouth finally opened.
Just a little. Just the dying twinge. I do have a lapel mic. I guys, actually I I'm gonna look into this a little bit. I think I could probably do a sweet live stream of us exercising my apartment.
That face should actually be an emote. You shouldn't make that face an emote.
Yeah, does everyone like this face that much?
of
It's so
of
good.
some kind. That would be amazing.
All right, we'll look into that. Car says, "Look at that face."
All right. All right. Well, I need to get going. So,
Sounds good. I think we gotta. It's getting late, yeah, so we gotta go. All right. I'll see everybody. Have a good night. Bye bye.
yep.
Sleep well.